Anthony is up next in Miami, Florida. Anthony, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hey, Ken, thanks for taking my call.
You bet. How can I help?
Awesome. So I'm 33 years old. I live in Miami, Florida, so South Florida. I really love it down here. I love the lifestyle, the beaches, all that kind of stuff, of course. I found my passion and my ideal work about 5 years ago.
What is that?
And I'm currently working in a...
Hold on. Hold the phone. What is it?
It's video content production, specializing in video production and photography.
Great.
And now I'm doing into marketing and all that kind of stuff.
All right,
analytics.
You keep going. I just wanted to know what the professional pinnacle was: video production and photography. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, it took me a long time to figure that out, but I figured it out, thankfully. And I'm working in that field right now, doing a little bit something different. I'm more of the strategy and analytics and content strategy. So it's really cool. I got an offer with a company I used to work for back home in St. Louis, Missouri. And it's a great company, great culture, potential long-term, I would be going into that job, long-term, 10 years down the road. So it's a career, and I'd be doing kind of similar stuff, a little bit more operations, like camera operations instead of strategy, but it's still kind of in the same field. And the question I have is I'm kind of at this crossroads where it's like I got the lifestyle that I really love on top of the career and down here in Florida, and back home I would have more of the career but less of the lifestyle. Like it's St. Louis is it's a fine city, but it's not my ideal play. Like down here I'm really inspired by the nature, the people, and back home in St. Louis it's just a little bit different.
All right, let me stop you for a second. Let me stop you.
Yeah.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, your dream job is video production and photography. That means you're doing the shooting and the editing and the planning and the content and all of that. Yes.
Yeah. That's kind of a dream job. And if you want to go a step further, it would be for a company like, I'm just throwing this out there, like Margaritaville Resort. That would be handling their social media content, their photography, their video. That would be like the dream job.
Right. But my point is, you're the one coming up with the ideas, seeing it and filming it and being involved with the editing and all of that, correct?
Exactly, yes.
All right, so where I'm a little bit off is this St. Louis job, it's an operations role, the way you described it. I understand it's in the video production sector or field, but unless I'm missing something, am I right? It's an operations job?
It's more of the operations. It's more of like handling the cameras, handling the photos, a little bit less the analytics, the strategy, the leadership.
Okay, so it is more in line with the dream then. St. Louis is more in line with the creative content and making it happen. Yes?
Well, I took this job down in that's a good question. I took this job down in Miami about a year ago, and it introduced me to the content strategy and the analytics side of it, and I'm good at that as well. And it's something that
but wait a second.
About doing too. So,
I know, but what I'm trying to do is help you as your career coach. Forget St. Louis or Miami. The issue is, I don't care if it's Timbuktu. What gets you higher up the ladder? What keeps moving you up the mountain to the dream job? Is it St. Louis or is it the current gig in Miami? Because it feels like in Miami, you're doing a little bit of content strategy and you're doing some analytics, but you're not actually holding the camera. Or are you? Are you creatively coming up with, sounds like content strategy is the creative side of you, but then you got this analytical side of you. So again, I don't want to waste a bunch of time going back and forth here, but if your dream job is to be working for a big time brand like Margaritaville and you're coming up with, we need to go do this type of video and we need to tell these kinds of stories, and you're like a director producer, is that what the dream role is?
I think down the road, yes, that would be the dream role. So, I don't see myself holding the camera, forever. I would be eventually moving into a position like that.
Okay, so that's my point. So we only consider St. Louis and Miami, in my opinion, not for the lifestyle I'm living, but for the mountain I'm climbing. So does St. Louis move me further up the mountain? I can always leave St. Louis later. I could spend 3 to 5 years in St. Louis and find another great opportunity because of the current experience I got in St. Louis, and I can move somewhere else. I don't buy that you got to stay in St. Louis for 10 years. I don't buy that. Now, you could also say no to St. Louis, and I'm fine with that too, as long as you are looking for opportunities in South Florida to keep climbing the mountain. So, but I'm never going to be a guy who lets my geography, my zip code determine my dream. But now, if you can climb the mountain by staying in South Florida, I'm fine with that too. Is that answering your question that you never kind of really asked?
Yeah. I just wanted to get your kind of mindset. I've been, inside my own head a lot and asking a bunch of people. It's good to hear just your perspective on that.
Where are you at? Where are you at? Before you asked me the question, which way were you leaning?
Yeah, I mean, like when I first got the opportunity in St. Louis, my gut told me to wait, to keep building my skills and apply to some of the bigger brands down the road. But then, the more I thought about it, the more, my grandpa's voice came back in my head. My grandpa, he's fiscally conservative, and he's like, he would have taken the job, and he would have told me to take the job, and I'm, he's a smart guy. So
trust your gut.
It's kind of
by the way, you have to, listen, you got to trust your gut. So grandpa's voice is your brain, but your initial, when someone says trust your gut, I've read about this. There's been a bunch of research done by scientists, physicists, and all this, and I'm sorry, not physicists, neurologists and stuff like this about this, and this idea of the gut. The gut is the heart. It really is. They've done research on this. Yeah. And they've researched a bunch of chess players, world-class chess players. They put a heart monitor on them. And here's the quick finding. Every time before these grandmaster chess players made a move that hurt them, that was a negative move, their heart rate spiked right before they made the move. Isn't that wild? And so what it was is their body, see, we always go, well, don't trust your gut, use your brain. Well, no, your gut, your heart is connected to the brain, and your body will tell you this is not a good decision. When you get a feeling, it's not just some random, well, I'm going to take a shot on my feeling. It's the same, the heart, that physical feeling is coming from the brain. It's the same. And so I think you got to trust your gut. I think your gut says, this isn't the right move. I need to be patient and not take a promotion now, not take the good. I'm going to say no to the good so that later I could say yes to the best. I think that's where you are.
Yeah, that's, my gut said that. And it's just, it's a good problem to have.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's not a problem. Listen, I think you stay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that what you were asking me for?
Yeah. Just get your perspective. I appreciate that.
But listen to me, bro. I think you stay, but again, you stay because you're looking for the bigger opportunity, and being in the Miami area, there's no question it's a better area to get connected with big brands. No question.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely, I feel like there's a little bit more risk in staying, but that old saying, risk, greater the risk, greater the reward.
I don't think this is risky. I don't think it's risky. It's not like you're not gainfully employed. You've got connections there. You're working. You're doing what you enjoy. This is about finding the right mountain to climb, but the type of mountain you're looking to climb. As long as you're going towards that, I'm fine with that. But don't ever I just love where I live. Well, great. Yeah, okay. Look. Do I love Nashville? I love Nashville. Nashville's awesome. But I didn't move here because I love Nashville. I moved here, folks, because this is where I'm supposed to be. I mean, Ramsey Solutions could send an email today and go, listen, we're moving to backwoods, whatever. I can't offend anybody. Guess what? That's where I'm going.
I found the place that I'm going to retire.
Oh, really?
Hiawassee, Georgia.
Really?
Yes. It's
That's up in the Georgia mountains?
Uh-huh.
Well, that's a pretty area, Joe.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Well, thank you. Well, we can have this conversation offline. I love that Joe just decides to tell us his retirement destination right in the middle of the show.
Well, my point being is that I found it, and now when I get the chance, I'm going to come back when I retire.
Exactly. But the point is, folks, don't let your zip code determine if you're going to pursue your dream. Don't do that. I'm telling you, it's never going to work out well for you. I promise.